Hi everybody, I've got a fun card and box to show you, and the stamp set that I used is Pretty Perennials, and this is a bundle. It has some really pretty dies in it. Oh, I'll just show you real quick. So this is the stamp set Pretty Perennials, and then these are all of the dies that go with it, so you can make all kinds of flowers, just go crazy. So for the label in this, I used from the Painted Poppies, I used the painted labels, and I used this. So the colors that I used are they are bright Magenta Madness, Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, Early Espresso, and Crushed Curry. And I want to show you this box real quick. These are in the mini catalog, and they are the Love You Always treat box. Oops, sorry. And you can stamp right on these, but I do want to tell you that when you stamp on the outside of the box, just make sure that you either dry it with the heat gun or you let it dry, because it takes just a minute for it to dry, more than a minute actually. But just so you know, when you're doing it, in case you have a really juicy ink pad, you might want to have your heat tool handy and dry it up while you're stamping. But I'm going to put this out of the way, and I'm going to show you, I think sometimes at Stampin' Up, they see what colors that the candy manufacturers are making, or the manufacturers they're making this for Stampin' Up. But look how beautiful that color is. It matches exactly, and that's really pretty with it. But I love Coastal Cabana. It's like a jacked up version of Pool Party. And the ribbon that I used on here actually is Pool Party, and it is so pretty. It's in the annual catalog, and it just says Pool Party. So look in the ribbon section, and it'll be in there. But look at the sparkle in it. It's so pretty, and it ties so nicely. But let me put this to the side and get all of these open. And look at this happy. I just wish, is there anything that you struggle with? I struggle with cutting out words. So I don't know why Stampin' Up doesn't have a die that goes with this, but to cut these out, you know, they look all right from a distance, but up close they look like a kid did them. So, you know, I just try to practice, and hopefully I'll get better at it. You know, it's funny, you think that by this time I would have this mastered, but there are still things people struggle with, you know, tying bows, and mine is fussy cutting. I don't enjoy it. You know, some people are like, oh, it relaxes me. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't relax me at all. So let's put this here so we can see the sample. Pop it up a little bit and I have a lot of ink pads open, I know. So go, get these out here, and then bring in my piece that I'm going to stamp on. And then, you know, I'll show you that in a minute. But let's just get started stamping. So I'm going to start with Magenta Madness. And stamp like down here in the corner, stamp. And this is if you like to make your own designer series paper. Look how bright that is. Isn't it awesome? I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. And this way you can make it any color that you like. I love that. It is just pops. So let's bring in the leaves, and this is the Granny Apple Green. Make sure I get the end right. And this one I just stamp once and then stamp again, and I like that lighter effect. So that's usually stamping off, but just stamp once and then stamp again, and it gives you a different color too. I like that. So let's stamp here, stamp again. I like that. So then we'll bring in the brown for the centers, and that's the Early Espresso. it right down there in the center. And these cards, they go really quickly when you're doing these, and you can add as many flowers as you like. If you don't like as much, just, just cut back on them. And I love this. The stem is so pretty. So I'm going to put one up. I want to make sure where my label is going to be. So sometimes when you're stamping, if you just look where you want your pieces to pop out, like this will be right underneath that label. I think it's pretty. And it's really cute how that has that little gap in it so that your little flower petals will be in there. I think they're so cute. Stampin' Up just does such a nice job. So with this Coastal Cabana, you can stamp off if you want to, or you can put it on there full strength. And I like these clear ones. I know some people don't like them, but I love them because you can see where you're stamping. Let's try one full strength and see what you think. Isn't that bright? So then you can just stamp again down here. And this way you have a different variation of colors. I like that. So then let's bring in some crushed curry. There's my little one. There's my little one. So let's scoot this one over. Bring this one in. Let's bring one there. And maybe one over here too. Like that. I think we're going to put 3 on this one. I only put 2 on the other one, but because this one's going to have just a little piece down here at the bottom. So then for the center of those, you have this little piece. Just pop it in the center. Oops, I missed. Just stamp it again. There we go. Happy accidents, right? Sometimes it's hard to see when you're trying not to get your head in the way. So then let's put some leaves on the crushed curry. Let's bring it around this way. Bring it down this way. And you could use the little ones, but I don't know. Let's just use this one because there's some littler ones in there. I think that looks good. So what I did with this piece, if you want to do the lazy layering, you want to have the same color, but you want it, or not the same color, but you want different colors and you want it underneath, just cut it in half. Just cut it right down the center, and it doesn't really matter if it's crooked. You could do it with your paper trimmer if it has to be straight for you. But you're just going to put it underneath the Coastal Cabana. So just put a little glue on it. And then you just layer it. And it gives you that reveal. And I think that's so pretty. I'll put a little glue on this side. Pop it over so you can see what you're doing. Because you want it to be, the same on both sides. That looks good. So then when I cut these, I did put the adhesive on the back, the adhesive sheet, and then cut it. And look at this one. Isn't this pretty with the 2 different colors? I like that. But you can just use your pick tool if you wanted to, or you can just try to get your fingernails under there, because with the fussy cutting, sometimes I feel like it's harder to get a hold of the adhesive when you put it on the back. I don't know why that is. And then just pull that adhesive, that backing off of it. And just be careful that you don't break your letters, because after all that fussy cutting, you definitely don't want to wreck your letters. And just pull that off. And then just put it on. Put it away. And try not to, put it down straight away, so don't put too much pressure on it. That way you can move it around if you don't get it exactly where you want it to be. and then you make me happy. So you make me, I did that with Versamark and then white embossing powder. And I did pop these up with the strips. You can do it with dimensionals, but I found it was easier just to put it on here, and it fits in there. You know, you can cut it to the length that you need. So just pop that on there. You make me happy. Like it. Won't put those very far away because we're going to use them again. And then just bring your ribbon in and tie it around your card base or your card piece here, because we are going to pop this on a white card base. It'd be really pretty if you popped it on a coastal cabana. That would be pretty, so that you have a little bit of contrast. And with this, you know, you just want to try to keep your ribbon as flat as possible. It always ties in your ribbon and your bows look better. So just try to keep your fingers on it. Pull it through. Oops. And then just fuss around with it just a tiny bit. And then when you do tie it like this, you know, you can always move it to where you want it to be on the card. So that gives you plenty of room for your label. And just snip. And then we'll bring our dimensionals back in. And I like these because you can cut them, you know, pop them on there and you're good to go. I like dimension on my cards. Put one on there and then just one in the center. And then just peel off your backing. If you need to move this over a little bit, you can move it over. And then just put this right here. Isn't that pretty? And then if you want to, I have to do my ribbon again, it's bugging me. So just bring it back. And that's why you always leave plenty of tail on your ribbon until you're happy with it. And then you have plenty of ribbon to play with. Sometimes when you get it too short and then you try to tie a bow, it makes it really hard. So leave yourself enough ribbon. Oh, I like it. It turned out nice. And I like how this ribbon just kind of curls all on its own. That's so pretty. And you just bring in a card base. And like I said, it would be pretty just to put, you know, make this just a little bit smaller and then put some of the coastal cabana underneath it and then make it pop even more. So just add this. Just pop it down. I like it. So let me know what you think. Tell me if you like these colors or if you like, you know, more subtle muted ones. I like it. It's just so bright and happy. So leave me a comment and I hope to see you soon.